views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
Live an enlightened and authentic life by standing in your own power. Silver Gaia Radio, Journey to Gaia with Dr. Brie Gibbs brings forth new information supporting the ascension process happening on the planet now. Learn the true meaning of the word goddess and why each and every one of us is a divine being. Dr. Brie travels multiple worlds, bringing through the unknown ancient knowledge and messages to help you remember who you truly are and live life with truth, trust, and passion.
For more information about Brie's services and products, visit silvergaia.com.
Now, here's your host, Dr. Brie Gibbs.
Welcome, everyone, to Silver Gaia Radio on Transformation Talk Radio. I'm Dr. Brie, and my special guest today is Toni Green.
Hello.
Hello, Toni. How are you doing?
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me on. It's such an honor, Brie.
Well, I'm really excited because this topic is so important. Speaking from your heart center.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people don't think about that. So if we take our thoughts and move them into the heart chakra, right, and put it in the center, what happens? They transmute into love, no matter what it is. So even if you're mad at your husband or friends or whatever, right, it's like, and an 18-year-old son, right? You know, I got to add that in there. I noticed with me that when I start moving into the heart center, things change with me, myself.
Right.
Have you noticed that with you?
Yeah. Well, you know, Brie, that makes perfect sense because we are a feeling entity. Like we feel things. So when we're in our heart, we're sending out that feeling of the heart and love. But when we come from our head, we're sending out that feeling from the ego. Correct. And ego insists on challenging ego. So if I send something from my head to my mouth, anybody who I'm sending that to might say, oh, I need to challenge that. Just because it's an ego-based statement, I'm going to get an ego-based reaction, possibly. If I move it to my heart center, it takes down those defenses. And as it comes out, people will feel the genuineness and the love. Sometimes I make up words. I have to double check if that's a made up word or not.
Hey, that's a Toni word. Like we have Brie's writing, you got Toni's talking. But no, that's really true because, you know, the other day I was looking at some used books that we have in the store here, right? And I was going, ooh, and I couldn't find the book after I picked it up, right? Because I was going to grab it for somebody. Because we have the ego in the mind and the body, right? And how the ego likes to sometimes play a war with us and cause war. And I was thinking about that. I'm going, you know, it's so true. And I talk about the ego and how to remove it out of the body. And we can live without the ego for a little bit. So sometimes when like today when I'm doing my show, my egos are out in my car. It's like, stay there till I'm done. And then you can come back in. I don't want the ego involved in anything we do. So here's some things that I had to learn and some very harsh lessons. When my mother transitioned over, I got really depressed afterwards and the ego took over. Yeah. You didn't do this right. You didn't take care of her right. And I know I did the best I could, but you know how the ego causes that. Or did I raise my stepson correctly? Now that he's 18, working 2 jobs and ready to move out. And that's the ego doing it. I know from my heart center, I did exactly what I was supposed to do. Right. The other thing is, a lot of us are mediums, you and I both, right? And we have to check with our heart center to make sure, is this a true being of love coming through to speak? Right. You know, and so you have the your show where you have loved ones coming through to speak, and then I bring in ascended masters, which is a little bit different. And sometimes I bring in loved ones for people, depending on the situation. But I was how do I say this? I was brought an ascended master that I knew nothing about. And I had to go into my heart center to feel if this was right and good and in love. How do you feel about that?
Well, I feel like we should always do a heart check, whether it's a physical being on this plane or not. So many of us get into, let's just use everyday relationships, right? Mm-hmm. And they start with chemistry or looks, not with how does this person feel to me? Now, I want to go back a little bit because you're really right. The ego is not only, and a lot of people don't realize this, the ego is as much those feelings of I'm better than as I'm less than. Ego is anything that isn't pure love, pure spirit, being your true self, that I am this and that is it. Not better than, not less than. And another thing is when you're talking about taking care of your mother and did you do good enough or did was this right or wrong? In the end, there is no right or wrong. There just is. The only judgment that we have is the judgment that we have for ourselves and then we project onto others. So if we can remember, everything is a path, and if we don't say it's right or it's wrong, we're working then from spirit and not from ego. Right.
No, I agree with that. And I know that when I was having the thing about my mom, I know that was my ego causing a war in me. Mm-hmm. It was not my spiritual self. It was not my physical self. It was the ego. And we have the 4 parts of the body: emotional, mental, physical, and spiritual, right? And I know that was the physical, and it was like, and the emotional. I was like, holy moly. And I'm glad I got through it because it was a really scary situation. But at the same time, that's when I really learned how to use my heart center.
Right. And you know what? When it comes to family, mm-hmm. and especially somebody who is ill, somebody who might be getting ready to transition over, it's very difficult to understand. There might not be a right or a wrong step to take because they have their transitioning path also. They're things that the way they're going to transition out of this plane. But us as humans, we want to make sure we did everything we possibly could. But that's taking control, that's trying to take on the power, that's trying to say, I had the control in this. And really, even just like giving birth, we don't, unless you're having a C-section, you don't get to choose the day. It would be most convenient for this to happen in about 15 minutes. Come on, push. It doesn't happen like that, right? It's the same thing when we go, when we come out, the way we go out, it's so, even the person, I've had many clients come to me and say, what's keeping them here still? We've done everything. I'm like, it's not up to you to say it's their time to go. Not that they're trying to push them out. They just don't want to see them suffer anymore. And I'm like, there's still one more thing they're waiting on. Somebody they have to see come through yet, or something they have to kind of get before they go. We have exit times. So it's very difficult when we're dealing with loved ones and even our pets, because I have pet babies, which people say I'm worse with them than I would be with real babies. But when my little girl went home, it was, I went through the same thing, and they gave me messages all the way through that. They walked me through it, and they said, it's her time. You can't throw money at this. But for a month after it, I cried and said, I should have done more. And I know that is redunculous. See, there's a made up word.
I'm telling you, there's another Toni word. So, Toni, we got 3 minutes before we have to take a break. I want to do an exercise real quick. I want all of us listeners, see, there's a teeth problem, all of our listeners to take their thoughts, move them down past their mind's eye, down to the throat chakra, down past the thymus, and into the heart. And breathe for a minute. And just breathe normally and lightly. And Toni, I hope you're doing this too.
Of course.
Now that, can you feel the difference in the heart chakra?
Of course.
Doesn't that feel good?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like when you get that, it softens you. Like I can feel the change, like even in my voice, right? It softens you.
It does.
And it's like, wow, you know, how that affects everything we do. So, you know, like with you and I, we're pretty boisterous people and we say what we think and, you know, we try to be very kind. But when you put everything into the heart center, which I'm going to stay this way for the rest of the show on purpose, and at the very end, I'll bring it back out. I want people to understand that this is something you can do daily and your body gets so used to it that it's calming. I will tell you this real quick before we have to take a break, that I've become so calm it scares my husband. He's like, what is wrong with you? You're too calm. You're not being as loud as you were, or you're not getting mad at this or that, right? Just normal lifetime stuff. And I'm going, oh my gosh, I was that much out of my heart space. So we're going to take a quick break and we'll come back with more with Toni Green and myself and Silver Gaia Radio.
Brie Gibbs is a fourth-generation high priestess with the knowledge to raise your vibration and conscious creation. Offering a wide variety of services from goddess light and shamanic healing seminars to private reading sessions, Brie works with you so you too can stand in your own power. Isn't it about time you took your life into your own hands? For more information about Brie's services and products, visit silvergaia.com. That's silver, Gaia.com.
Did you know that all of the shows on the Transformation Radio Network are available as podcasts to stream or download?
Really?
Check us out. Go to transformationradio.fm. We have business shows, spiritual shows, energy healing shows, and pretty much everything in between. Something for everyone, guaranteed to inspire, educate, and transform. We are transforming the world, one listener at a time.
Tune in to The Jen Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life, each Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific and 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This amazing show is an inspirational hour that will take you on an epic metaphysical journey to discover the spiritual approach to life's greatest challenges. Dr. Jen is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Call in for intuitive readings and visit JenRoyster.com for more information.
Crystal Voyage, located in Tacoma, Washington, is here to help guide your personal journey of awakening and raising your personal vibration. Tap into their on-site practitioners to choose from personalized readings, massage therapy, Reiki and energy healings, body-mind kinesis, life coaching, and many more modalities. Check out their store showcasing an extensive array of crystals, stones, jewelry, books, and more. They also promote a network of readers offering animal communication, past life regression, aura cleaning and healing, channeled messages, numerology, and so much more. Visit their website at www.crystalvoyage.com to learn more.
Chris Stanis is a spiritual leader and healer and teaches a course on how you can transform your life through a meditation and healing system that will manifest your spirit's dreams. She manifested the Women of Wisdom Conference, the Women of Wisdom book, and this radio show. And she can show you how to change your life too. Are you ready? Visit the website and contact her at voicesofwomentoday.com. That's voicesofwomentoday.com.
Hi, this is Ted Winslow, founder of SoundSync Tech, the next generation of sound healing frequency technologies. I'm excited to join Dr. Brie Gibbs, host of the Silver Gaia Radio Show on Transformation Talk Radio. And as a show of appreciation to all the listeners, I'm offering 20% off my sound healing music. Please go to tedwinslow.com and use the coupon code Silver Gaia. Looking forward to connecting with you soon.
Welcome back, everyone. So, Toni, now that we got done with the technical difficulties and I can see you, which is great. Yes. Here's the thing is I'm still in my heart center, and you are too, as I can tell. So how does it make you feel right now? You're sitting by your plants, you have your dog with you, and being heart-centered with your dog and your plants. How do you feel?
You know, that's always, that feeling is so much, it brings so much calmness and so much understanding. You go from the head space or the ego where you say, I must win, I must have, they must understand. And you go to the heart space, which is spirit, and it says, it's okay. It is as it should be. They can have their thoughts and their opinions and the way they work, and I can be here. And what they're thinking and doing doesn't really affect me the way I thought it was or would. So there's a completely different component, even with family members. When you go from the head to the heart, you realize that just because you cohabitate with somebody, it doesn't mean they have to be on the same page about everything all the time.
I'm glad you said that, because that is so true.
It is.
It's very true. My husband and I are not going to see eye to eye on everything, but we're going to honor and respect each other's decisions or thought patterns. Right.
And as long as the person isn't doing something that physically, emotionally, psychologically harms you, they are entitled to have their perception of this world the same way we're entitled to have this perception of this world. Right. Now, when you're coming from the head or the ego, your perception of this world is completely different than when you come from the heart, because the heart space or the spirit space, the higher self space says, I have everything I need. I'm completely cared for. There's an abundance. There's more than enough for everything. The head space or the ego space always says, I must have more. There's never enough. I need to conquer, or I need to be on top or the best or get the better ratings. But when you then again revert to the heart space, you let go of all of that. Now, even in the household dynamic, in your home, you have your husband and your stepson or son's. So in that case, three people have a way that they want everything to be done that accommodates them to the best, right? Because for the most part, humans, we think of ourselves and what would be best and why it would be best, and then we try to implement that onto everybody else. However, if we just step back and say, okay, I can do what's best for me, I'm going to allow them to have their path and let them move forward, then everything runs harmoniously and flows.
But you're also allowing yourself to be who you are.
Exactly. And
that's really important. Carmel Glennon, we had her on the show, and I've been reading the Alchemy's Vices, and that is one thing she has really taught me in her book. Allow to be yourself, no matter what anybody thinks about you. Let's just say my weight, whatever, right? It does not matter. I'm allowing myself to be me.
Right.
Allow. And it's not so much the law of attraction, it's allowing yourself to see you and be you, no matter what anybody thinks. Not everybody's going to agree with my shows and your shows. You know, we're both radio hosts and we do our jobs, but we do what we have to do on what's right for us.
Right.
And we come from a heart center.
Exactly. Now, when we say allow and to allow ourselves to be who we are, in that same breath, that means allow everybody else to be who they are.
Correct.
Now, I know a lot of people whose children might be experimenting or going down the wrong road with, and we can't even call it the wrong road anymore, because if we truly believe everybody has a path and lessons to learn, then we don't have right, we don't have wrong, we just have a series of lessons. But in that case, we want to pull them back and make them be these people, or make them do these things, or make them stop doing these things. And all we can do is step back and say, okay, the only thing I can control is me. And honestly, people, really, we really don't even have control of ourselves. And anytime you have to go to the bathroom and there's not one around, proof positive. We don't even have control over ourselves and all of our functions at any given moment. So we try to, we can, right? No, but true. It's so.
No, I don't mean to interrupt you. I'm sitting here laughing and trying not to be real loud about it because it's so true. You know, you see those commercials of the little bladder pulling the woman across to go to the bathroom, right? And I'm going, I'm so there.
Exactly. But I mean, even beyond that, like we don't get to control, like, thank goodness we cannot control our body functions because we are such control freaks. We would try to control how many times our heart beats, how many breaths we have to take. We would think we need more or less. And thank goodness we were not given those controls, and some things happen just automatically. But here's the beautiful thing. Just as magnificently as our heart beats automatically and the air is there that we breathe in and out automatically, that is the same exact flow that is there for each and every one of us if we allow. Right. If we just show up, we show up with true intent and identity, being who we truly want to be in our heart, feeling it, that flow will be there and move us forward and into the next spaces. It's when we try to do and accommodate others that it starts to get rocky and there is no flow.
Right. But, and I really agree with what you just said, because in my own life, I've gone through some challenges and stuff and some health issues. And I realized it was coming from that rockiness in my life that I was having. And now that is no longer there, it's slowing down, but luckily I stayed in a heart-centered space during that time. Because if I hadn't with a teenager, it could have got kind of nasty there for a little while. And you know what I'm saying? Right. And,
absolutely.
And so the one thing is staying in that heart center has made me appreciate things more, has made me calm down, but it's also made my boundaries much more stronger. So even though I may not come across upset, but how do I say this? I may not come across upset, but I'm setting those boundaries.
Right.
That's the only way I really can say it. I mean, there's other thoughts in my head right now, and I'm shoving them down in my heart center because, the ego likes to kind of take over. It's like, you're supposed to be out of the car. What are you doing here? Get back. But those heart center moments are so important. So even like when a loved one, husband, boyfriend, sister, whatever, calls you friend, and they're having a hard day and they're going off about people driving or this or that, right? I still have to put my thoughts in my heart center to answer them, because a lot of times I want to say, quit complaining. What are you complaining about? The world's really great, right? But if I don't put it in the heart center, I will come out not as I want to be. So what I said, like with my husband, he was complaining about somebody driving today and before the show, and I was like, honey, is it really your business? Is it really your business? Are they coming towards your vehicle? Are they touching you? Are they yelling at you? Is it any of your business? No, it's not. And then he had put that all in his heart center. He said, you're right. It's not my business. It's not affecting me.
Right. Absolutely.
A great woman once said to me, sometimes it's best not to know everything. And I have to remind myself of that, and my husband of that sometimes, and other people. It really is not our business to know what other people said. And it just doesn't matter. So how do you feel about that?
About which part? About what other people say?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's none of our business what other people think or say or do.
Yeah, you know what? That I used to get. It's interesting because I'm extremely sensitive, and I used to get very, very all twisted up about what other people would think of me and say about me, and one of my friends told me that once. She said, it's none of your business what other people think of you, and you need to tell them that. And I thought, but what do you mean it's none of my business? I need to please them. They need to love me. I need to change so they can love me. But then after some healing, I did a lot of healing on myself and on some of my past. And I realized, whatever somebody thinks about you is probably a projection of what's inside of them, is what I've learned. It's never about you. It's about how they feel about them, or, we'll come back and we're going to discuss that. We're going to pick up from there because it's really...
I'm glad we are, because there's something to add to that. We have another minute left here, so I want to answer to this. When I was younger, I was adopted, and so I'm not built like a tiny little German person. My mother and my sister are very tiny little German people, right? My mother was, right? So if they weigh 125, I'd be surprised. My mom was like 109. And they put a projection on me where I had to look like them. Well, you know what? I'm not built like them, and I'm not going. And I'm happy with who I am. And we're going to talk about that more when we come back with Toni Green and myself and Silver Gaia Radio.
Gifted intuitive healer and spiritual teacher Sarah Luce brings her unique style to the hit show Small Steps, Big Breakthrough Radio on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Tune in each month as Sarah turns reality on end and shows us how to experience expansive results with simple yet powerful steps. Expect an enlightening bend on what you currently believe is possible. For show details and upcoming topics, visit sarahluce.com. That's SARALOOS.com.
Brie Gibbs is a fourth-generation high priestess with the knowledge to raise your vibration and conscious creation. Offering a wide variety of services from goddess light and shamanic healing seminars to private reading sessions, Brie works with you so you too can stand in your own power. Isn't it about time you took your life into your own hands? For more information about Brie's services and products, visit silvergaia.com. That's silver, GAIA.com.
If you have been struggling with fear and anxiety, you know how debilitating these emotions can be. You constantly doubt yourself. You can't make decisions and feel more and more insecure and stuck. Dr. Friedemann Schaub's book, The Fear and Anxiety Solution, will provide you with the insights and tools to break through these challenges. Through a step-by-step process, Dr. Schaub explains how to resolve the subconscious root causes of fear and anxiety and build a strong foundation of inner peace and confidence. Visit www.thefearandanxietysolution.com and get your copy now.
Order your copy of Dr. Friedemann Schaub's The Fear and Anxiety Solution today. Visit thefearandanxietysolution.com for more information.
The Earth is an ever-changing being. Goddess light shamanic healer Brie Gibbs guides us through the ascending worlds, bringing forth knowledge and truth. As a light creator, she is here to provide new information needed at this time in our evolution. Join Brie as she shares messages from guides, spirits, ascended masters, goddesses, and others. Tune in the second and fourth Monday, 11 a.m. Pacific, and Thursdays, 1 p.m. Pacific for Silver Gaia Radio.
Crystal Voyage, located in Tacoma, Washington, is here to help guide your personal journey of awakening and raising your personal vibration. Tap into their on-site practitioners to choose from personalized readings, massage therapy, Reiki and energy healings, body-mind kinesis, life coaching, and many more modalities. Check out their store, showcasing an extensive array of crystals, stones, jewelry, books, and more. They also promote a network of readers offering animal communication, past life regression, aura cleaning and healing, channeled messages, numerology, and so much more. Visit their website at www.crystalvoyage.com to learn more.
Welcome back, as Marla's humming this song as our intro today. So we're talking about projection. Projection from the heart center, though, is where I want to go with that.
Okay. So when people are in their heart center, they see the best in other people.
Mm-hmm.
But when they're not, they don't. Now, let me say also, most of what people say about other people is what's going on inside of them. How they feel, what they say, where they are, it's what's going on inside of them. And I have, if you don't mind me sharing a great story.
No, go ahead.
Actually about myself. So I used to say all the time, I don't know what's wrong with these guys. They don't want a commitment. I don't understand why guys don't want a commitment. But then I sat and I thought about it. I'm like, I have 3 engagement rings and I'm the one who said no. So it wasn't them. Clearly it wasn't them that didn't want the commitment. They're beautiful rings. I love this one really a lot. It's very pretty.
Nice
I wear it all the time. It turned into a friendship ring when I said no. So it's okay that I can still wear it.
Oh my gosh!
I don't wear.
Only the 2 of us would come up, and especially you would come up with something like that. I was engaged, and I said no. I didn't want the commitment, but I kept the ring, and I'm wearing it right now. It's on my fingers.
Wait! But I told him he could have it back. I said, no, you need to return that, and he said, no, I don't want to. You can keep it. And I said, well, then it has to be. I am going to sound like a horrible person, and I really don't think I am. I said, but it only fits my ring finger, and I don't want an engagement ring. So then it was resized so I could wear it on another finger. But that's not the point. The point is they didn't mind letting me keep the rings. But the point of all of this is projection. I was thinking, these guys don't want commitments. Why can't I find a guy that wants a commitment? And here they were asking me to marry them, but because of where I was, I didn't see that, and I was projecting what I was doing on them. And that's the exact same thing with other people when they're saying things, and especially sometimes when people come from the head space and they sound a little bit critical. Those are their fears and their worries and their thoughts that are coming out to your existence. But when they are coming from the heart space, they'll come from that space of faith and love and understanding and knowing.
Right. No, I agree with that. I'm trying not to laugh at your rings as I'm looking at you right now.
Oh, but it is a really pretty ring, right?
I'm telling you. My husband says my wife's got 3 wedding rings. That's enough for her. All right. So that came from the heart space, by the way, when he said that one. I guarantee it. That was enough. So anyway, so here's the thing. As we do this exercise, I want to do this exercise one more time.
Okay.
So take your thoughts from your head, bring them on past the mind's eye, down past your throat chakra, through the thymus, and into the heart center. Just breathe it all in. I'm going to be starting doing exercises on the air on purpose because I want our listeners to understand how this works. So it's stuck in your heart chakra right now. It feels like it's heaviness inside your heart, not the beater part, but the heart chakra, which, like yours is way past the computer screen. Okay. Bring that in there and let's settle. So here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Now, this is what I want to say. I honor and respect you, Toni, for your opinions about what you just said about not having the commitment, but you kept the ring.
Why, thank you.
How hard is that to do? It's really simple.
Right. And anybody who would think that was wrong, that's their personal judgment.
Correct.
This was an agreement between 2 people who were both okay with the agreement.
Right.
And if somebody else didn't like it, again, what you think of me or my choices is none of my business. And it has more to do with where you are than where I am.
I was talking to somebody today that a person did not agree with another person's choice. So they didn't want anything more to do with the person. But how sad It wasn't anything illegal. It wasn't anything wrong. It was just a choice that they made. It was like, how can you stop a friendship over a choice?
Well, that comes from fear, which is ego-based. That's all fear and ego, and that's very in that space of, if I can't control this, I don't want to be part of it. And again, when you come down to that heart space and when you're working from, well, everybody has a path that they must take in this world, and then you can understand where they're going and let them go.
Right. So the other thing is also, both of us are business women in what we do. We look at it very seriously. So you have your station, I have mine, but we co-create together and we bring a balance together no matter what.
Right.
So whether I'm on your station or you're on my, vice versa, right? We co-create the situation where there's no competition. I did a show early in the week, and it was okay, but there's no mentioning of radio stations like yours or mine right now. We're being just centered from our hearts of what we do.
Right.
And that's what I appreciate with you right now.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. And so there's a way of letting people know, and I did that for a reason for our listeners, to let them know that co-creating with someone can be the most joyful thing you can do in your life. We're talking about Marla Martinson, and she's going to be on the show, and Zarathustra's going to be on the show, and and it has a lot to do with you, and I want to thank you for that.
Oh, of course. First of all, this is being in this industry, which is healing and light and love, hopefully for most of us.
Correct.
It's sometimes difficult to get out there and let people know who you are and what you do. And I think if you find someone who you feel is an awesome person or a good person, just open that circle a little bit more, and bring other people into that circle a little bit more. Marla is she's a really sweet person. She's so kind.
Oh, she is. I talked to her before I got on the air here today, and she had me laughing. Just had me laughing.
Yeah,
it was great.
She's hysterical. Just like you. You're a really sweet person. You're very kind. And
thank you. So,
yeah, of course. And I think that when you meet people like that, opening up the connections is really important. And back to co-creating. Yeah, co-creating, we come from the greatest creator there is. Absolutely. And we were put here to create and to co-create, to get together with people and see what we could make, basically, right?
Right.
It didn't finish on the seventh day, believe me, if you buy into the whole seventh day thing, which I'm not saying I don't. I didn't mean that to come across like I don't.
No.
But we were put here to keep creating, to co-create. And the more we create, the more there is. I mean, think about it. I mean, just look at how far we've come. And now with the technology, how much creation is coming through with technology and still the spiritual side. It's amazing. It's amazing.
The one thing I want to bring out, there is like a lot of competition in the spiritual world. It does not have to be that way. It doesn't. And it's kind of sad. And it's like, how I am and how much I get. And it's like, I want to cry for them. I want them to see that, some of us are really affected by this. You don't have to be, when people are coming out and saying, I'm the best healer, I'm this or I'm that, and getting 5,000 people to follow or this or that, that's not what it's about.
Okay,
it's about being in your truth.
Right. And I know we're going to go to break in a second, but I want to say that I believe healers sometimes start down this path and this journey because we're all healing ourselves.
Right.
So we're healing ourselves, healing others, we're helping ourselves, we're helping others. And yes, some people definitely do have a space of lack. There was a time when I first started and I didn't have very many clients. I was in a space where I thought, how am I going to pay my bills with this? And how am I going to get out there? And it took a while, but I believe that people are drawn to the healer for their vibration. If they go to a healer that is a certain vibration, that would be too much for them. So the same way we work our way up with education might be the same way we work our way up with healing. I always say we don't heal as quickly as we want. We heal as quickly as is possible for us.
Right.
So
that's very true. That is so true. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with both of us and Silver Gaia Radio.
That's
Brie Gibbs is a fourth-generation high priestess with the knowledge to raise your vibration and conscious creation. Offering a wide variety of services from goddess light and shamanic healing seminars to private reading sessions, Brie works with you so you too can stand in your own power. Isn't it about time you took your life into your own hands? For more information about Brie's services and products, visit silvergaia.com. That's silvergaia.com.
Crystal Voyage, located in Tacoma, Washington, is here to help guide your personal journey of awakening and raising your personal vibration. Tap into their on-site practitioners to choose from personalized readings, massage therapy, Reiki and energy healings, body-mind kinesis, life coaching, and many more modalities. Check out their store, showcasing an extensive array of crystals, stones, jewelry, books, and more. They also promote a network of readers offering animal communication, past life regression, aura cleaning and healing, channeled messages, numerology, and so much more. Visit their website at www.crystalvoyage.com to learn more.
Tune in to The Truth is Funny with Colette Steppen each Wednesday at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This hit show will have you thinking outside the box and riding the wave of infinite potential. Join Colette on the Higher Self Network, inspiring listeners to shine their brilliance and ensure success while roaring with laughter as they recognize the humor of the giant cosmic joke. Visit thetruthisfunny.com.
The Earth is an ever-changing being. Goddess Light Shamanic Healer Brie Gibbs guides us through the ascending worlds, bringing forth knowledge and truth. As a light creator, she is here to provide new information needed at this time in our evolution. Join Brie as she shares messages from guides, spirits, ascended masters, goddesses, and others. Tune in the second and fourth Monday, 11 a.m. Pacific, and Thursdays, 1 p.m. Pacific for Silver Gaia Radio.
Welcome back, everyone. Oh my gosh, Toni had me laughing through the break about her phobia and her rings. So let's get back to the heart center, what we were talking about. Yeah, and you're going to put those thoughts all in your heart center about you having phobias, about being married. Look at that. You're going to put that in the heart center, and you're going to watch things happen different. So here's the thing, is as I've been taking this High Priestess training course, for me, and I'm doing it for me, not to teach others, but for me, right? I've learned a lot of things about myself. One was allow myself to be happy, allow myself gifts from others, allow myself to commune with nature. Even when I don't feel like I'm tired, I'm tired and don't want to go outside, I still go outside and go hug my tree in the middle of the city. People look at me where I live and they all think I'm a little out there. But you know what? I am way out there. And I have no problem with being way out there.
Right.
It's who I am. And so some people may use that word, woo-woo work, and you know how I feel about that word. I mean, it's a little ridiculous because all I am is a goddess doing her work.
Right.
Some may say a witch, some may goddess, whatever. But a guardian of a developing society is what I am. And so when I go out there, and I was actually hugging my tree yesterday, and it was my day off, and I just got back from the doctors and all that, right? And I take a big heart-centered breath and stuff, and just settle it all in my heart, all my love in there, right? And I was hugging this big old cedar tree, like everybody could see my arms going out, and it was a big, huge tree, right?
Right.
Where it doesn't even go halfway across, and it felt so good, and I could feel that love from that tree coming into me. Instantly calmed me down. Sitting with the plant, sitting with your animals like you are right now with your little dog. I'm at my office, and so my little puppies are at home. But, sitting with different things that make you happy. That's one thing I want people to understand. It's real simple. Or journal. Do something. And commune with yourself and with Mother Earth and with nature and just Earth. Be with Earth. Heart-centered. And that will change a whole lot of things for yourself. I know it has for me.
Absolutely. And, one thing, people forget that this is a feeling planet.
Mm-hmm. True.
And I always say to people, how does it feel? How does it feel? I had a woman call me and say, there's a guy that's always behind me. Now, this is a spirit, and not that doesn't necessarily mean bad or good. And I said, how does it feel? She goes, and she went to describe it. And I said, no, I don't give a happy hoo-hoo what it looks like. Or I said, how does it, I don't need the description. I need to know, how does it feel?
Right.
And she went, and she literally had to check in with how it felt. And she goes, it feels good. I go, okay, then you don't have to admit it yet.
Yeah. I'm just laughing at the happy hoo-hoo, hoo-hoo.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel right in your heart center, then don't do it.
Right. And people,
I don't care who they are.
Right.
One of the universal laws is please yourself first.
Right.
It's real simple to do. And there's times that you forgot it, I forgot, a lot of people have forgot that. We try to please everybody else and then we forget, right? Well, it's real simple to please yourself. Because as you're pleasing yourself, you're actually pleasing other people around you because you're in a happier mood. That's my opinion. So go ahead.
If you look around at people, those who are happiest are doing what they want, how they want, and they spread joy. Those people who are unhappy, that's what they're spreading, unhappiness. They're not happy with who they are, what they've become. Mm-hmm. And then, what does that do for anybody except for bring the vibration of everything around them down? Find a way to be, and so many times people will say, well, if I do what I want, that's selfish. And I'll say, everybody else is doing what they want, and they're getting you to do what they want. Isn't that kind of wrong?
So I'm going to bring it into a spiritual effect right now. We're in the fifth dimension, and the sixth is ready to open up where astrologers aren't even talking about it right now. And it's okay because some things people already know ahead of time and some things people don't, right? Yeah. So if we're in the fifth dimension right now, why are people not staying in a love state?
Well, I
have my answers to it, but I want to know from you.
It's hard to be in a state that you are not familiar with. It's hard to be in a state that you do not understand. When you have built those guards up, when you have built those walls up, it doesn't matter what dimension is opening up. It matters what feels safe in here.
Wow. That was a quick channel. I saw you shift real quick. Thank you.
My pleasure. That's how I roll.
I'm telling you, but really, that is very true. And you're going to be doing some channeling on next show with us and stuff, and from this very lovely council of light, and they'll be bringing those messages through that we just talked about. But it's so true. But here's the thing, is that love is inside of each one of us. This is what I believe. Is whether we choose to use it or not.
Absolutely. But okay, as much as it's a choice, when we're born, we are very loving, happy vibrations. But then as time goes on, things that happen, sometimes during our childhood, sometimes during adolescence, and sometimes during adulthood, when we have breakups or somebody hurts us or whatever it is that happens, it's not what you go through, it's how you come out of it. It's how you recover from it. So if we go through a really bad breakup and we don't recover from it, we can't be back in that space of love again. So we need to look at everything as, what did I learn? How did I grow? And from that space, we can get back to that space of love. But you can't be in a space you don't feel safe. Your subconscious number one job and only job is to keep you safe. If there are things you haven't healed that make you feel unsafe, then you're not going to go there no matter what dimension opens up. You're just going to be afraid of that dimension rather than being in that space where you can have faith that you're not going to get hurt again. And believe me, part of the problem with this plane and this planet is that everybody is walking around afraid that they're going to be hurt again, that their boss is going to hurt them, they're going to lose their job, they're going to lose their finances, there's not enough money, there's not enough love, their partner is going to cheat on them, their partner is going to leave. Everything is a fear-based thought. But if they can come back to that space where they know everything is a designed plan, and they are safe, and they are cared for, and they are loved, then in that moment, they see there's nothing to be afraid of. But so many down here cannot.
So how can we get our listeners to understand that easily?
Understanding comes with will and want. When some people like being a victim, I'm just sorry, and that's not a judgment, that's just a fact. Some people are martyrs. They like being victims. They get a benefit from things going wrong in some way. But if somebody is choosing to and wanting to get back into that heart space or get back into that faith, to let go of the past, they can do it through any type of healing. And every person, different healings work for different people. That's why I think there are so many modalities of healing down here right now. And where people start with healing is not where they're going to finish with it. I've had people come to me, they've gone to one healer, and then they come to me and they're like, oh, this is better, stronger. And then I've had other people, it's a process. So just seeking out a healer that feels right, that's the right vibration, whether it's energy healing, hypnosis, or shamanism, whatever it is that feels right to that person, that's the first step in letting go of everything you've carried in.
Right. I want to thank you for being on the show today with me. We're going to have so many more shows coming up this month. We're going to have too much fun. And next month and the following month, we're going to be talking a lot more. Toni Green, you can get a hold of her at ToniGreen.com. And what's the other one you have? ToniGreen.com is not mine. Toni, ToniG.info, INFO. That's mine. Well, there's one for Brie that screws up. That's fine.
That's okay.
But thank you so much. We have a lot to go on. We've got 1 minute left. So I will see everyone next week on Silver Gaia Radio. And Toni, thank you. And we'll be talking more about this again on another show. Everyone have a great day and keep looking at the stars.
Bye-bye.
Bye. You're listening to Silver Gaia Radio, Journey to Gaia. Join Dr. Brie Gibbs the second and fourth Monday at 11 a.m. Pacific and Thursdays at 1 p.m. Pacific on Transformation Talk Radio. Each show is designed to share and discuss timely key messages and truths. Dr. Brie brings forth gods and goddesses, ascended masters, and others to communicate the information our world needs. For more about Dr. Brie or Silver Gaia Radio, visit silvergaia.com, and we'll see you next time.